Sanic cooks! Sanic cooks! No one cooks better than Sanic cooks! Yeah! That's what it's all about!
Hey, I'm Sanic Cooks, and today we are going to be cooking chocolate candies with strawberries inside them. I call them Strawchocolates. I call them Strawchocolates. So, what you're going to need for this is some strawberries, about 5 or 6 Hershey bars, 2 pots, and some water. You're also going to want some molds of some sort. It doesn't really matter the type of mold, it just matters that it is big enough to fit a strawberry with other stuff in the mold. The first thing you're going to want to do is take a boiler of some sort, like this. It doesn't have to be just like this, this is just an advanced cooking tool. You can also just use a standard pot and boiling it on a normal stove like this, and you're going to want to pour some water into it and start it boiling. You're not going to need that much water because you're only using the water for the double boiler. And I'm also going to show you how to make a double boiler in this video, so that's also a plus. And then you're going to want to take your unboiled water and start boiling it. While boiling the hot water, you're going to want to take your strawberries and begin washing them. The best way to do this is by hand washing them individually, like so. And you're going to want to get some plate or holding item to contain the strawberries that are washed and separate them from the unwashed strawberries. I will be using this bowl right here for such purpose. And by this time you might notice that your water is beginning to boil. Now obviously it hasn't boiled just yet, but it is getting there. Now while you're waiting for the hot water to boil, you should take your Hershey's and begin to cut it into small pieces. You're also going to need a cutting board and a knife of some sort. This knife right here is a good choice. Now begin by taking the knife and putting it into the knife sharpener. And you're going to want to make sure that your knife sharpener is plugged in, as always. There we go. Now our knife is sharpened, and we can unplug the knife sharpener because it is very dangerous to leave it on when it is not in use. So, take your Hershey's and oh, it looks as though it is beginning to boil. So, if you are using a proper boiler, then it will turn itself off, like so. So, to cut the Hershey's into individual pieces, which is necessary for the cooking process, you need to open the package, and you may need scissors to do this. And then lay them out like that. Individually open the Hershey bars and begin cutting them. You don't need to cut them into very small pieces, but the smaller the pieces, the easier it is to use and melt, which is necessary for the process of making the chocolate candy. I'm sorry, the Strawchocolate. And you're going to want to do this for each of the 5 to 6 slices. And when you're done chopping up the Hershey bars, you should have something that looks a lot like this. Now, by this time, if you hadn't been boiling the water, it will probably be unboiled, so let us start boiling it again. I am now going to show you how to set up a double boiler. A double boiler is used when you're cooking anything that will be ruined if it is cooked at too high of temperatures. You start with one big pot on the bottom. That is where the water will be. Then you're going to want to take the hot water and pour it into the large pot, like so. And there we go. As you can see, it leaked a bit, but that is not that big of a problem. And then you're going to want to take your smaller pot and put it into the bigger pot. It will float a bit, but that is okay. Now, you're going to want to take your chopped up chocolates and then put it into the bowl. Like so. It is possible for some of the Hershey pieces to fall out while you are putting them into the large pot. But that is okay, because as long as the majority of them do not fall out, you are going to be fine. And then you're going to want to evenly space it, like so. As you can see, it has already begun to melt. This is a good thing, but you don't want it to cook too fast. So, you're going to want to get a spoon of some sort I'm recording, by the way, so. And then you're going to want to begin stirring it, like so. And eventually it'll turn into a very runny type of chocolate. More of a liquid chocolate. And then once you are satisfied with the way it has been melted, you take it out of the pot and put it down. And get all of the liquidized chocolate off of the spoon. and then put it on the spoon holder. This is when the Strawchocolate is going to be made into its actual form. Start by getting out the mold and getting the strawberries which you prepared earlier. Place the strawberries into the molds, like so. It may be a good idea to take off the stems or the leaves of the strawberries first. And then get a spoon and begin pouring the chocolate mix into the molds. It is a good idea to use a toothpick to align the strawberries so that you can spread the chocolate out evenly. By the time you have finished up with the molds, it should look something roughly like this. If you are better at molding stuff and pouring stuff, then it will look cleaner, but you get the general idea. What you are going to want to do after you have finished with the molding process is put this into the refrigerator for a couple of hours, either 2 or 3 hours. If they are still not refrigerated after that time, then leave them in there for some more time. And here is the final product. 4 chocolate strawberries that are fully together, and 2 that aren't, but that's okay. Now, if you follow these instructions exactly, then you will get a very good product. Be sure to subscribe and leave a like, and also recommend what I cook in the next video. Yeah.